Well, thanks, Bob, who I believe's a stud. Bud, of course, you and your wife, Lynn, it was great seeing you guys in Cancun, where literally, Bob, as you know, we developed an idea synergistically and cohesively together that's literally going to take this company vertical. In fact, double or triple in numbers by, if not before summer, Bob, and that's an exciting time. I know some of you are here on this call and you're a guest. You're looking at this company. You're maybe on this call and you've been a part of this company for a couple of weeks, couple of days, couple of months. And I'm the first to tell you that, you know what, 8 years ago, I had no idea what network marketing was. I had zero business experience, zero network marketing experience. I was a teacher, coach, had always been, Bob, in athletics. I played college baseball. I was competing in the sport of triathlon. And so I've always been into winning. I hate losing. I love to win. I don't really even like to compete, Bob. I just assume dominate. If I'm going to do something, I want to do it in a big way. A friend introduced me to this company, someone who wasn't even involved, Bob, in Zija. And when he introduced me, I trusted him. I took a look at the company, saw value, of course, in the products. I saw value in our founder. And important for me, you know, I was a teacher, Bob, so parents trusted me with their kids. I come from a very small town in the state of Kentucky, and there's only two lights. You blink, you miss us. So credibility, reputation was important for me. As I looked at this company, Bob, I saw the track record of a winner, Ken Brailsford, who does everything with integrity, class, character. And so I could attach myself to a guy who had done this multiple times before. I took advice from Abe Lincoln, who said, good things may come to those who wait, but only the things left by those who hustle. So I took action. I got started. You see, folks, it's the start that stops most people. A lot of people, they put things off until next week, until next month. You know, when I get my check-in, I'll enroll. And that's just not how it works, folks. Some days, not a day of the week. You know what one of these days means, Bob? It means none of these days. And so for me, I simply got started. Procrastination is opportunity's natural assassin. And somebody always takes an opportunity. That friend of mine introduced me back in 2008. He knocked on my door. That was opportunity knocking. I took action. And you know, Bob, I wouldn't say it was easy. It was simple, though. I was able to plug into the leadership training support that was available. It didn't happen in a day, but daily over time, I began to build confidence. I began to start earning checks. And we're not going into that kind of training today, but it didn't happen in a day. It happened over time. I stayed the course, stayed plugged in. I began to attract people that were in my circle, winners, folks that I was around on a daily basis, co-workers, colleagues, individuals in my community. And of course, even in Kentucky, we know people outside of the state of Kentucky. That led into other states. But what I really want to talk about, Bob, as you asked a second ago, for a minute, is about the first wave of momentum. All of that builds into the first wave of momentum that happened in this company. And I was very fortunate to be a part of that first wave. I was very fortunate to start with what I call a limited life. You see, I had more month at the end of the money, paycheck to paycheck, full-time jobs, part-time life. How many of you know people like that? Well, that was me. And I was going to spend my life raising everybody else's kids, never see my own, if I didn't make a change. And so our life didn't get better by chance. Our life gets better by change. I made a change. I got started and went from a limited life to a life unlimited. How did that happen? Because without even knowing, Bob, I just had my head down, blinders on, full court press, pedal to the metal, all in, all out. That's what I was doing. And you know what? A pint of example is worth a gallon of advice. And so people do what people see, not what people say. I was never telling my people to do what I wasn't willing to do. And before I knew it, I had a bunch of other people doing what I was doing. We were talking to people, more people, many more people. We were getting in front of people, connecting stories to, you know, people are either going to say, me too, or they're going to say, so what? And we had a lot of people saying, me too, me too. They could see themselves in this company using the products. They could see themselves in this company sharing the opportunity, sharing the products. And before I knew it, Bob, this big, huge wave of momentum began where literally, Bob, there were individuals who started as one, nobody on their left team, nobody on their right team, zero experience in network marketing, zero experience in business, and they went from builder or distributor to diamond in what seemed like a snap. In just a few months, they were already at a six-figure income, and we were literally able to take people from a starting point through that first wave of momentum, and we were able to build it and create multiple millionaires. Let me repeat that again. We were able to create multiple millionaires with people who didn't know what they were doing. In fact, I would call us, Bob, ignorance on fire. And what's cool about the process today is there's so many quality, skilled leaders like a Popo or a Lynn Toscano. You've got great leaders in this company. You got great leaders in this specific organization, Bob. So proud of you. I'm glad to be partnered with you, man. I know you and I are going to be working on a much closer level as we move into this second wave of momentum. But one of the things we did through the first wave is we helped get people plugged in. And I love the fact, Bob, that you have people plugged in your organization, like a Todd or a Missy. I know I've been responding to Missy via Facebook Messenger and so forth. She's plugged in. She's doing the deal. You know, Janessa and Claire, who may get plenty of you, Bob. I think they live close to you, but they're plugged in, folks. We had people plugged in to their plugged in leadership. Make no mistake about it. You can have an upline. That doesn't mean they're a leader. That doesn't mean they're plugged in. That doesn't mean, Bob, they're doing the deal. What I can assure all of you that are watching this tonight is Bob Bud, who I believe is a stud, is doing the deal. He's out there in the trenches, paying the price, making the sacrifices, as I know Popo, Lynn, and other rising leaders are. Heck, Bob, I believe you told me just the other day, Laurel, one of the new people in your organization, they hit Builder 1000 in a day. Folks, that's a clue. That's a sign that something big is coming. You know, you have people, Bob, like a Sean, I believe, that's in your organization. They enrolled 4 people in one day the other day. That's the kind of stuff that's happening, Bob. You have all these people coming together for a common cause, using the same language, selling the same story, getting on the same page. And when that happens, where everybody moves to the same sound of the same beat at the same time, one direction, one vision, one mission, you create a culture, a collective synergy and cohesion that allows this wave of momentum to explode. Meaning you can, if you get your surfboard, get your surfboard, get on board, start paddling, get ahead of the wave. That's what we did back in 2008 and 9. We were preparing for this wave. We didn't even know what we were preparing for, Bob. But what's cool about this time, as I get to it in a second, this second wave of momentum is approaching us in this company. We're getting ready to go vertical. You know, I would ask the question, Bob, how many of you would have invested in Facebook if you knew then what you know now? The same applies to, say, an Amazon or a Google or a Microsoft. How many of us would have invested back then if we knew then what every one of us, we probably wouldn't be on this call, Bob. And so what I'm saying is we all are getting a second chance. We're all getting an opportunity today, right now, to decide, you know what, if I'm not in this company right now, I better learn. I need to find out, because something big is coming. Something big is getting ready to happen. Get back with the person who invited you. Bob will talk more about that later. But if you are a part, and many of you are, you need to make a decision that, you know what, I wasn't here during the first wave, but if there's a second wave coming, I want to be a part of it. And here's what I know. See, I know what I know today that I didn't know the first time. There's little pieces and variables that I saw at the end of this last year, Bob, that told me that, you know what, this thing's going to happen again. And I'm going to be a part of forcing that second wave of momentum. I'm going to get in there and be a part of that magical experience, because it was, Bob, a magical experience that first time. And here's what's going to be different about this time. You see, back in the first wave of momentum, what really laid the foundation, see, if you build your house on rock, you got something solid. If you build your house on sand, what's going to happen when there's a storm? it's going to wash away. And so what was cool is that first wave of momentum that lasted for almost 3 years. It was a great ride, Bob. I got to tell you, it was a great ride, Lynn. And so what was cool about it, though, is we launched what I would consider, Bob, a similar feel, a similar promo that we're going to announce here in just a few days. It's going to rock your world if you'll buy in and get focused, get plugged in. We launched a similar type promo, similar feel, but here's what it didn't do. It didn't have the aggressiveness. It didn't have the intensity. It didn't have the organization nor duplication concept or mechanisms that's going to allow for this promo to really go deeper with more width and more depth, allowing us to lay even a bigger and better foundation. Well, why is that important? Because back in 2009, Bob, just one example. I have so many. But one example, we launched this similar promo. Not as good, not near as good as what's coming. But I had a buddy of mine named Jason Keltner, never done business, never done network marketing. In fact, the first 10 people that he enrolled quit. That's what a winner he is. He stayed the course. He stayed persistent. He didn't allow something negative to knock him off course. We launched this promo where literally you were able to, maybe position some people in the organization with 0 to minimum resistance, similar to what's getting ready to happen. He did that with a guy who literally had no interest in the business, but because of fear of loss, because of the excitement, energy, and urgency that we created, the guy positioned, had no interest. Remember, keep that in mind. And this, I call him a dud. Bob, this dud led us to a stud through this promotion. We may have never found this guy had we not positioned a guy who wasn't even interested. And this dud knew a stud named Robbie Davis. Now, who's Robbie Davis? Well, Robbie Davis, he went on to become the number 2 U.S. earner in this company, a multi-millionaire. And unfortunately, he passed away last year, but his legacy lives on. Why? Because he started and he found some other people, the likes of 2 other $1 million earners, Barry Dalton, Greg Bibb. I only say those names, Bob, because it's important for any of you that's on this call watching. You can look those guys up. You can actually watch their story, and that will inspire you to say, oh my gosh, all of that led from a similar promo. That would scare me to death, folks, not to get my mind right. Do a checkup from the neck up and get your mind right. Get your head on straight for this promo that's getting ready to come. Because here's what's going to happen, Bob. Because we have more width, meaning we have more talent, we have more skill, we have more experience. Even the people that were a part of the first wave that had no clue what was even going on at the time, well, now they know. They know that they know that they know because of what they experienced during the first wave, meaning there's stories to be shared that you guys can utilize, so you have that wisdom experience. And then, Bob, you have veterans like yourself you've already known how to do the deal for years, and you've attracted quality people in this. One of the special organizations in this company is right here. You're a part of Bob Budd's organization, and I'd say your secret weapon, Bob, is your wife, Lynn. But that's another story for another day. But you look at this organization, it's a bunch of warriors, a bunch of warriorettes, people that are laser focused. And if you guys will stay laser focused because of the scale of the talent, skill, experience, and wisdom that the entire company has, and specifically if I just talk about this organization, we're going to be able to capitalize in a much bigger, better, faster way this go around, laying the foundation that's going to set us up months from now. See, the second wave's not 5 days away. The second wave is many months away. But in order for us to prepare, you either prepare or you repair, folks. You see, Noah built the ark before the storm came. He built the ark before the rain. A while before. He started on it many, many years before that rain came. And so what we have to do is be in that prepare mode, lay that foundation. It starts right now. The more people that you enroll, with the more volume that you enroll them with, they're going to have an advantage when this promo is announced next week. But the promo, if you take advantage of it, and I'm excited, Bob, I can't help it but to be excited, is absolutely going to launch your business. It's going to set you up to have many rank advancements. Some of you are going to earn the biggest check you've ever earned in this company next month. Some of you are going to have the most rank advancements that you've ever had in your organization. All of this is just little ripple waves. This is just a setup for the massive explosion that's going to happen, Bob, with the second wave of momentum. So what I would encourage you guys to do is, if you're a guest,